Today, I'm gonna have a very quick overview of the paper published by Google researchers, Switch Transformers, back in 2000 in January. So first of all, what do they mean by switch transformer? For those of you who are not familiar with the, the concept of transformers or transformer, you can search the word in the OLED Wave YouTube channel. I have a tutorial on this. And in this paper, they brought up or revisited a very prominent concept, which is called a mixture of experts. What does this mean? I think literally you understand what this means, okay? Suppose you ask the question and you send it to 3 different experts. Expert 1. Every one of them will give you an answer saying like this: answer 1, answer 2, answer 3. Then you can get a answer by mixing their answer to get your final answer. The strategy could be in the speech recognition. There is something called rover. I forgot what the rover stands for, but it basically means the authority. Here's the same thing, or mixture of expert. I think there's another word which has the same or similar meaning as of it. Ensemble model. Ensemble model has been widely used. What's their contribution? These Google researchers, what they meant is that suppose I have to train a very large model, many layers, dense model size is large. Is there any way for me to make this model to be sparse? When they meant sparse, they have 2 meanings in it. Can I make it sparse, or 2 objectives in it? Can I make it sparse to make the training faster? Or can I make it faster, sparse, so that my decoding, recognition faster? So with these 2 questions in mind, let's see the model architecture they are trying to propose here. This one. Get bigger. So far so good. And you can see and you can see on the left figure, the left of the left figure, you can see this is a fairly common or well-known architecture which is used in the transformer, right? Self-attention, the ResNet connection. Then you say, okay, these the traditional feed-forward networks or linear layer has been replaced by this switch feed-forward neural network layer. What does it mean? So you can see this figure on the right. Basically, what it does is that when you have two different words coming into your encoder or your block, neural network block, okay, take the more word, for example, pass through the self-attention and the normalized, then it went into this router stage. What does this router stage do? The router would evaluate which expert is more likely to generate the best prediction result. And definitely in this case, the router decides that the feed-forward neural network number 2, which has the probability of 0.65, has the highest probability. See here? And tip. And what the network will do is that it takes the input from these at the normalized layers output, and only send into the feed-forward network number 2. And once it get the output, it will multiply with what it mentioned, the router gate value. I think it doesn't have to be a 0.65. It's a router gate value. It's you can regard it as a scaling factor or even a matrix scaling thing over. And the rest of the thing is the same. And then next time you get another different word, and then pass through the router decide, okay, this time I'm gonna trust the first expert before network number, and because it has a likelihood value or probability value of 0.8. So people may ask, how does it different? How's it different from the traditional MoE model? First of all, the difference. Traditional. Switch, I think it's like a switch MoE, right? The first difference is that it's sparse, like I mentioned that. So in training, you only have to calculate just the one feed-forward network's output, right? And also during the inference, you only also need to have to calculate pick up one of the feed-forward networks and get the inference result. So it reduced the computational cost by n. N is the size, the number of your experts. And the second thing is that indeed the overall parameters which are learned in this model can be large. Why? Because if you compare the switch MoE versus a traditional transformer, So you can see that traditional transformer doesn't have the feed-forward network 1 or feed-forward network number 3 or feed-forward 4. Just have one feed-forward network here. So the size of the model capacity, I like to use the word model capacity. Might be a better word. The bigger the capacity is, which means the more information or knowledge that the model has stored. Model capacity versus the traditional transformer, it went up by n times, n is the size of experts. Okay. And I don't want to go into the very details of the switch transformer or dense model, sparse model, especially those results. Definitely you can see that it's gonna be better. It reaches a better trade-off between the model capacity and the sparsity, right? Perfectly balanced. And yeah, I think this paper is also easy to understand. I think if you're interested, you should read it. And especially those results, this one, I want to show you this one. You can see that T5 large is like a traditional transformer. Regarded as, for example, T5. And the switch mixer back expert switch. It's more like the switch large here. Okay. And you can see that the traditional transformer, although the parameters, the model capacity is way less than the switch transformer, it's about 30 times smaller. But you can see that with a 30 times larger model, the flops means the amount of computational cost that needs run the inference. During the inference, the switch transformer is only about 3 to 4 times slower than the traditional transformer. That's a big improvement, right? This paper, I'm gonna stop here.